Easy Play Piano. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to create beautiful beginner piano improvisation with only 3 chords. If you're feeling confused about how to arrange chords and want to feel confident improvising at the piano in any social situation, don't miss your chance to sign up for a free consultation below and let's chat. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. I help people just like you go from confused and confident to improvise at the piano in any social setting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a lesson. So if you're ready, let's get started. It is unbelievable that you can actually improvise based on just 3 chords, and we're going to keep it so simple. So if you are new to improvisation, this is going to actually get you started in the wonderful world of improvising at the piano. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play what we're going to call the F chord. Now, if you're new to piano, here's middle C. So count down 5 notes. That's your F, and we're going to play F and C, and then play the 2 notes together. And again, we're going to call this our F chord. It's an open chord, but trust me, it's going to sound beautiful once we learn and expand and add this to our improvisation. We're going to do the same thing in our right hand, play the F and the C, and then play the 2 notes together. Now I want you to play the F and the C in your left hand and in your right hand, and then together. Now remember, we're going to call this the F chord. Now that we have the F chord under our fingertips, we're going to play the F chord 8 times. Play along with me. Now, this chord in itself is so beautiful. You could use this as an introduction to an improvisation, or just simply keep the beat in your left hand and then begin to improvise over with the melody in your right hand. I promise you, this could not be any easier. The next chord is the G chord, and let's look how to get there. It's so simple. So let's go back to our F chord. So F, C, F, C. All you're going to do is move your both hands, your right hand and your left hand, and keep the same shape with your left hand and your right hand. You're going to move all of your fingers up to the next set of white keys, just like that. It is that easy, and now you have your new chord, and we're going to call this the G chord, and the notes are G, D, G, and D. So from F chord to G chord. That is so easy. Let's get a little practice of the G chord under our fingertips. So we have the G and the D, those are the 2 notes, and then play the 2 notes together to create the chord. And the same thing in our right hand, play the G and the D and the 2 notes together to create our chord. Now we're going to alternate between our left hand and our right hand. So let's play the chord in our left hand, the chord in our right hand, and then together. Remember, this is simply just an open G chord. Let's play the G chord 8 times. We're going to play it in our right hand and our left hand together. Play along with me. Now, I remember I said it couldn't get any easier, but it really can. So we're going to now add in our final chord. And the easy way to find our final chord is to start back with the G and the D chord, the G chord. And all you're going to do again is simply move both your right hand and your left hand up to the next set of white notes, which is A and E. And we're going to call this our A chord. Now, I'm not going to say if it's A minor or A major, because if you're newer to improvisation or piano, I don't want to overwhelm you. So we're just going to call it the A chord for now. All right, let's get a little familiar with our A chord. So we're going to play A and E, and then the 2 notes together. In the left hand, this is the A chord, and the same thing in our right hand, A and E, and then the chord together. And now let's alternate between the left hand, A chord in the left hand, A chord in the right hand, and the A chord, both our right hand and our left hand, hands together. Let's play the A chord 8 times and play along with me. Now we're going to put all of the chords that we've learned together. Now, if this looks overwhelming for you, don't worry. It's the same chords we've learned, but we're going to play each of the chords 8 times back to back, meaning we're not going to take a break like we did earlier. So we're going to play the F chord, the G chord, and the A chord, each chord 8 times. Play along with me. Now, if you recognize those chords, you should, because all we've done is played each of the chords 8 times without a break in between. So practice this several times until you feel really comfortable. Now we're going to jump into what I call create. So we have our chords underneath our fingertips in our left hand and in our right hand, but now we're going to start to add what we call sort of a melody in our right hand. But there's a really simple trick that I want to show you. So play your first chord, your F and your C, and all we're going to do is we're going to actually take the middle of the chord. So this is the F major chord. We're going to take that middle note, the A, say we're going to take that out, and we're going to actually move that and play that with our right hand. Okay, so again, find your F chord, add the third note in, the middle note, and we're going to take that, draw that note out, and play it up in our right hand. So we're still playing the same chord in our left hand, just the third of the chord is in our right hand. Same thing with the G chord. This is the third of the chord. We're gonna draw that B out from our left hand and play it in our right hand. And then we have the A chord. There's the middle of the chord, the C. We're gonna draw that out and play it with our right hand. And this is the start of how we're going to be creating a melody. From there, we can improvise more and more. So let's play this and hear what it sounds like. Now this is where you get to, in the world of improvisation, to expand your idea. So I want you to really remember that everything that I share with you here is simply a way to inspire you. And if you play something different than what I'm playing, that is totally fine. In fact, I would prefer if you did. That means you're actually creating your own melodic improvisation. But if you need a little inspiration or a few little tips and tricks to help you get started, we're going to do what I call expand. So we have the same notes, but we're going to be playing the chords, the notes, slightly out of order. So we have our 3 chords, but this time we're going to start with the A chord, and we're going to move to the F chord, to the G chord, to the A chord. Now, the next thing we're going to do in our right hand, do you remember how in the last music example we took out the third? We're still going to do that, but now we're going to start to add notes in our right hand that are not in the chord. Okay, so all that means is we're going to start with a third of the A chord, and we're going to add that B in. So that's just like a passing note to get to the A, which is the third of the F major chord. Okay, so all you're going to do again is play your A minor chord, your A chord, take out the C, play it in your right hand, and then you're going to add that B like a passing note to get to the A, which is the middle of your next chord, and then so forth and so on. And then at the very end, same thing. So let's try this together. Now, when you are improvising, and a quick and easy and fun way and relatively pain-free way to start expanding your piano improvisation is to take that chord and we're going to rock it back and forth. So we're going to rock back and forth just between the 2 notes of our chords like this, and we're going to keep that the third note in the chord the same. So it's going to sound like this. So all I'm doing is just rocking that chord and taking out the third and playing that as the melody. And for a final quick dose of inspiration, we're going to take the chord and we're going to break up our left hand of all the chords that we've learned. But this time we're going to play and add even more notes in our right hand. Now, I want you to remember, I'm only playing these 3 notes, C, B, and A. Those are the thirds of the chords that we've already talked about. So I am going to be playing several different notes, but again, if you're new to this, you can just stick with the third of each chord, or you can follow along with me or create something completely new. So let's hear and see what this sounds like. Congratulations, you've completed this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson.